So you think I'm going fishing? I know the sun is wrong here. See, I got my kayak out here. But nope, not the case, because I have this. And this has been keeping me busy all summer. Well, in the spring, I kind of went to a stop in the summer, and I'll explain why here in a minute. But this is a runabout. I got it for a really good deal, and it had some issues. So I thought I could fix that. Well, the more I got into it, the deeper mess I got into. So let me take the cover off, and I'll show you what I've done, and I'll show you what has to be done. All right, stand by. It was really oxidized, and I detailed it. If you ever go to Drake's detailing, boat detailing, I learned everything on his page. I mean, this thing was really oxidized. I got it shining right here. See how the hull is shining really good. See, I knew the boat had good bones. It's dirty now because it's been sitting out here with the cover on it, but it wouldn't take much to clean it up and have it back on the water, just a few minutes. And the diamond plating, I got it all polished up and everything. And up inside, cleaned up the inside. I have this right here. Let me get this out of the way. Shampooed the carpet. Carpet has a couple of tears in it. Eventually I'll replace the carpet. And as you can see, I had the seats all reupholstered here, and I had the back seat reupholstered. We were doing good. This right here, because of the vinyl cover, turns on me, but if you let it sit out in the sun, it's a natural bacteria. I'm probably going to have to recover this whole back. It's the cover's doing that. It's that pinking. So everything was going good. I'll get this recovered probably maybe next season. Like I said, I'll let it sit out in the sun, and then later on I'll show you how the sun changes the color back to normal. It's a reaction between the vinyl and a natural bacteria. So everything looks good. I changed the radio right here, put a new radio in it, and everything was going good until I went out on the water. I mean, it wouldn't start. My buddy changed the starter. He got it to turn over, and then we had a hard time getting it to run. He noticed that the carburetor was pouring fuel, so went to rebuild the carburetor, and the carburetor would not work right even after I rebuilt it. Of course, probably because of my poor carburetor rebuilding talents. I'll show you the pictures below. So I found another carburetor, a guy in Florida who rebuilds this type of carburetor. It's they're 500 CFM carburetors, Holley 2-barrel carburetors for this particular engine. It's a Volvo Penta 3.0 GLP-D, like I said, 2006 model. And yeah, so got it fired up finally, changed the fuel pump, changed the carburetor, he changed the starter, everything was looking good, ran it here at home. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Purring like a kitten. Go to take it out on the water, and this is what happens. Yeah, that's what So I said, well, darn, I don't know. Maybe it's the gimbal bearing causing that noise, because I didn't pull the outdrive and check the gimbal bearing. Not a real big boat guy. Then I told the marina, I went ahead and took it to a marina, a really good place up in Kennesaw, Georgia, Bay Marina. I really want to thank the guys for helping me out. So they pulled the engine for me, and they said it was more than just the gimbal, although the gimbal drive was messed up, or it was all rusty. So they pulled the engine, and this is what they found right here. A spun number 4 bearing. So as you can see, I have no engine, just an empty hole, which I have to clean eventually. Oh yeah, my poor little engine is pulled out, and for what they said, it looked like it had overheated at one time because this exhaust tube was really bubbled up, the paint on it. Talking to my buddy, he doesn't recall any time where it overheated or anything. But what we're going to do today is we're going to pull the motor, or sorry, the motor is pulled. What we're going to do today is we're going to tear down the motor and see exactly what's wrong with it. They gave me the spun bearing in a plastic bag, and that's it. I went and picked the motor up, I went and picked the boat up, because the cost for them to replace the engine was like $9 grand. That ain't happening. So I'm just going to rebuild the motor myself, and it shouldn't be that big a deal, right? Like I said, I always get into these messes. Ah, man. But I know when I'm done, this is going to be a good boat. All right, well, let's get started. I'm going to clean out the garage and get things out of the way, so that I can have some room to take the engine apart. I'm going to label everything as I take it apart, of course. Man, just when you thought it was going good, something happens. Oh well, that's the way it works when you pick up a good deal. It wasn't my buddy's fault. He felt really bad about it. I mean, you know, he was going on little information as well as me, so we had to find out, right? And then we found out. Poor wife, I got her out on the water, and we were on the water 5 minutes and load her back up on the trailer. All right, let's get started.